Chicago Sky come back and beat the Sparks in what was a nail biter of a game. Before I get into the game, I have to talk about the pregame, like the injury report and potential signings and acquisitions. Hours before this game, it was reported that Odyssey Sims signed a 7-day contract with the Los Angeles Sparks, and she was available to play today. I like the Odyssey, the Epic, but Odyssey Sims, man, she's a tough player to play against, averaging 17 points a game for Dallas this season. Getting this notification made me cringe because a few days ago, the Mercury came to town and couldn't miss a shot. Then the next night, they go to Indiana and just can't play basketball all of a sudden, which is unfortunate because the Sky are directly competing for playoff position with the Fever, and those untimely wins and losses by the Mercury just didn't help. Then Odyssey Sims signs with the Sparks. Like, it's hard to not feel like everyone plays their Super Bowl against the Sky. But to neutralize the bad news, some good news for the Sky is that Kennedy Carter was available to play. So it was nice to get her back and see what this team looks like closer to full strength. Getting into the game, despite getting Carter back, the starting lineup stayed the same, with Rachel Banham starting in the place of Kennedy Carter. What I liked was that early on, there was an effort to feed the bigs, mainly Cardoso, and she feasted. What I didn't like was the defense. If I had to call out a main culprit, it would probably be Michaela, which was really unfortunate because I thought that she could bring 3 and D to the starting lineup, but that didn't happen. The main trend that I noticed in this first half that put the Sky into their 46-42 halftime deficit is that the Sky have skyscrapers in Angel Reese and Kamilla Cardoso, but they were losing the rebound battle by 1, which just can't happen, especially since some of those offensive rebounds and extra opportunities that the Sparks got led to 3-pointers, and the Sky can't make that up easily because they have no real 3-point shooting. Also, Angel missed a lot of shots, and the Sparks were getting out and running off of her misses and converting, so that didn't help. In the third quarter, the Sparks were able to push it to a 10-point lead because they were so active defensively. Also, Cardoso was in some foul trouble and they stopped feeding the post, which worked well for them early in the first quarter. But the Sparks would only come up with 12 points in the fourth quarter as the Sky got back into the game behind some amazing defense from the Skyscrapers and a Lindsay Allen legacy game. She took over in the fourth quarter, scoring wise and playmaking wise, and that's how the Sky were able to beat the Sparks in a game that I wasn't expecting to be this close considering all of the injuries, but a win is a win. Now it's time for player grades. Lindsay Allen is going to get an A+. I was upset at her last game because of her timid play when the team was missing Kennedy Carter. Like, scoring has to come from somewhere. Like, the 17 points per game that she's providing has to be made up by committee, and Lindsay didn't step up to the plate, which was frustrating to see as the point guard of the team. But today, there's no complaint. She took on a bigger scoring load, and because of her increased scoring, she got some more respect from the defense, which opened up the court for others. I also love that she kept on feeding a hot player in Kamilla in the fourth quarter when she was going on a tear. Now that's some high IQ basketball. Kamilla is going to get an A. I really wanted to give her an A+, but she fouled out, and despite getting 27 minutes in this game, it just felt like she couldn't get extended run until the fourth quarter, always subbing in and subbing out. But she had a double-double, and I liked her aggressiveness on the offensive end today when it came to scoring in the post and getting to the free throw line, and I like to see more of that from her because it seems to be very efficient. Angel Reese will get a B- for this game. Awful first half. She couldn't hit anything, and I remembered seeing a play where there was a player that was open for 3. I believe it was Michaela, but Angel still went up with a layup and missed it. And the thing about her missing layups is that the Sparks were getting those missed shots and running and scoring in transition. So Reese was a selfish gunner in the first half, and that hurt the team on both ends. But she came to play in the second half, playing more within the offense, being willing to defer to Kamilla when she was going off, and she was playing some good defense. I wanted to give her a C+, but I value her clutch performance in the fourth quarter so much, so that gets her grade bumped up some. Rachel Banham is going to get an A. She was a really good scoring punch and she made 3 of the Chicago Sky's 4 made 3-pointers. That was so needed. I don't really have a lab report on her like I had for everyone else, but she played her role well, that's all. Kennedy Carter is going to get a C+. She played alright in her limited minutes, but she didn't get the most minutes or contribute to closing the game, so that knocks her grade down. Also, I just hate how she picked up a foul. Fine, Teaspoon challenges it, but also she gets a technical foul and the Sky lose the challenge, giving 3 points to the Sparks in a game where the Sky were out of sorts and they just needed any momentum that they could get. That's just low IQ basketball, so that's a big reason why she'll miss out on getting something like a B, and combined with the minutes restriction, she didn't really get the chance to make up for that. Isabel is going to get an A-. She couldn't guard, which is why the minus gets tacked on, but she came to play on the offensive end and her play was kind of like a band-aid and made it okay for Reese to have that bad shooting game because Isabel played solid scoring wise. Michaela is going to get an F. She had active hands, I'll give her that, and she was part of the closing lineup that won the game, but she couldn't stay in front of anyone for the majority of this game, which is the main reason why she gets an F. And while the shooting percentage looks serviceable, she was scared to shoot, which contributes to the Sky's lack of spacing, making it easier to pack the paint. Dana Evans is going to get a C-. She made a 3 at a crucial point in the game and made some good passes, but she also missed some reads. One of the ones that I vividly remember is when Reese got open off the pick and roll, rolling to a decently open paint, but Dana didn't make the pass. She just doesn't have that next level vision. She wasn't horrible, but there were more impactful players for sure. Lastly, Diamond will be getting an F. Selfish gunner, and she wasn't that good at shooting either. Also, she was a turnstile in defense, which only got her 7 minutes of play. Easy F. The Chicago Sky are looking for some revenge. They play the Phoenix Mercury tomorrow. A win would be big for their playoff standings when it comes to catching up to the Fever and potentially the Mercury. Interested to see what happens, but yeah, that is all for now.